You need Stephanie Obi in your life. If you must literally share your knowledge to the world, referred to as Nigeria's queen of online courses, Stephanie's magic helps you share your knowledge through an online course and also helps you make a living from it. So let's meet Stephanie Obi.
Oh my God.
Oh.
How? So but people started paying for the lessons, and then the biggest part of it was that I started getting thank you messages. Oh, Stephanie, I was just out of a very bad relationship. But I came online, I saw you were promoting one course, I decided to pay for it, I took it. Now I now have my own accessories business, I've built my confidence again, I now have self-esteem, I now believe I can go after my dreams, so, and I started getting, a lot of all these messages, and I realized that I wasn't just selling Ankara accessories training, it was actually changing lives.
You were living your life, living the dream.
It was actually changing lives, and this feeling of fulfillment when the work that you do actually helps people live a better life. It's bigger than money. So the money is good, but knowing that the work you do matters and it can literally change lives, it can change the people's lives, who are, around those people. So I was blown away when I said, you know what, I'm going to focus on this thing because there's something here. There's something here. So I left my 9 to 5. I used to work in the multinational. I resigned to say this thing, I'm going to figure it out. So I started launching other online courses because people who had started the accessories business were asking me other questions. Stephanie, how do I market the business? I see what you do online, how do I do it too? So that's how I got into teaching about online marketing. Showing other people how to put themselves out there. So I was launching courses, and it was an experience for me because I would say I was going from hits back to back. I can make a lot of mistakes. I made mistakes, I tried again, some courses were good, some courses were bad, some courses were great, and then I started finding the common threads. This is what you do to get this result, what you do to get that result, what you do to get that result. So now I've built a body of work around online courses because I've launched a lot of online courses. I've launched over 20 online courses, and I know a lot about it now. And I'm also in a place where I'm saying I don't know everything. A lot of people know stuff. If I can help them to create online courses, we can change the world. Because a lot of people are suffering just because they don't know. And they don't have access to the right training programs. We always think that for businesses to succeed, that you need money, but sometimes it's not money. Sometimes there are skills that you just don't know, and because you don't know it, you are struggling.
True.
All right, yeah. So if we can have a lot of people create online courses, a lot of people are enlightened, and a lot of people become more successful. So that's what I'm doing now.
Okay, would you finally say, before you stumbled on this, I'm watching you for the very first time, and I'm also on that part where I'm trying to figure out, because when you say passion, several things, some of us are possessed by different beautiful, amazing dreams. For you, it was easy for you to stumble and say, this is it, and it finally worked out for you. Now, for someone that is inspired by this your amazing story, and foolishly goes to go and wake up one follow one very dream that doesn't sync with what it is. What were those things that finally made you know that this was it among the several? Unless you were telling me this was the only dream that stood out for you.
Okay, so first things first. I think that there's a phase in your life where there are many ideas that are popping out at you,
True.
calling you, and I like to say try them all. Try them all, especially if you're young and you have time. Try them, because it's in trying that you will know whether this is for you or not. So there are many things that I've done. I'm what they call jack of all trades. I was a very restless child, very restless. Every holiday I was learning one new thing, doing one new activity, very restless. But the thing is, as soon as I've learned it, I've lost interest. I want to learn something else again. As soon as I've learned that, I've lost interest. So, but what I found was that because I was trying all different things, I was testing to see whether this was my thing.
Okay.
When I finally found my thing, I stuck with it. So the thing I stuck with at first was accessories.
Okay.
Because before accessories, that there's this long line of things that I had gotten involved with. So when I found accessories, I said, yes, this is my thing. And it could interest me enough to keep me going over and over again. So what I'll say for that is, if you have plenty of ideas, you have nothing to lose. Test, try them, put yourself in there and see how it makes you feel. When you find what it is you've been called to do, you'll find that you have staying power. Like you just want to learn more and more and more of that thing. So when my accessories phase was over, I'm telling you, I started getting tired of accessories. I'm telling you, I had a factory, I shut it down. As in all the things I was doing, I was losing interest, and that's because that phase of my life had ended. And now it was now trainings, and I was interested in it. I was reading everything about it. I was learning about it. So if you just be still and listen to the directions in your heart, I'm telling you, the compass in your heart, it will direct you. So I found that I had a lot of interest training people. I don't know where it came from, but it wasn't like I planned it, orchestrated it, or I knew I had a 5-year vision. I didn't have all that. I was just listening to how it made me feel and how long I wanted to be doing that. Yeah.
Okay, I could let you go on and on. but the good thing about you and this part is that, like we were talking earlier on, you've carved that niche, and online courses is not completely, you carved the need for females. Maybe because you felt they were the ones that needed it more. but let's be real, it's something that when an era where we all, it's a new knowledge that you don't even learn in schools. It has to be, what finally was your own, what equipped you for this? What would you say were your own easy equipper? What would you say built you for this, apart from the passion? Where did you learn this from? No, I'm not asking for secrets. I'm asking
that's not even the problem. So I would say that the first thing is having is being curious. You have to be a curious person. I'm curious. I'm constantly learning about different stuff. So that's that's the mindset to have. Cool. Curiosity and endless research and development, and it's ongoing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm constantly doing it, and if I even tell you where I'm getting inspiration from, you will not believe it. Because when I come in here and I look at this, the question I ask myself is that, how can I make this work for me? So there are a lot of adaptations, a lot of
tweaking.
Yeah, because it's not like I learned it anyway or stuff as such. But how can I make this work for me? How can I go about it? What can I? So it's about, first of all, being curious. Second, it's learning from everything. Yes. So the third thing, like a lot of people say that this is the reason why I want a technology business now, but I don't know if it is, maybe it contributed, is that I have a first class in computer science.
Yeah, I figured that out.
I have a first class. But what that training did for me was to make me believe that I could figure anything out. Because I did not learn about online courses in my university. Okay. I didn't. But when you worked in learned about computer science, you're constantly figuring things out. Like, you have to build the software. You will sit down there and say, how will I make this software work? So is it training of, how can I make it work? How can I make it work? What do I need to do? How do I think? So I think I've been trained on how to think logically. So that's why it's been easy for me. So I have that. I also invest in a lot of training programs.
Okay.
So I think that there's nothing new under the sun.
Okay.
This idea that you have, somebody else has it. It's better in a different way. So if you can look look for it, get inspiration. Their market is different from yours. Their topic is different from yours. But if you can say, how can I make this work? Again, that question: how can I make this work for me? How can I make this work for my market? How can I make it work for my topic? So it's easy to adapt in a way that will help you. So that's how I've actually learned what I've learned. Telling you, and then monitoring trends. Like, this is how people respond to this topic. This is how people respond to this in this way. You know, and then the kind of books I read too, they are they are not online course books. It's just different topics, but you're constantly always thinking, how can I make this work for me? Like, for example, I read books on psychology because I mean, what I do is to influence people.
Yeah.
And how do people tick? What makes them tick? When you know that, you now apply that knowledge into what you're doing. How can I make people to go this way? You have to do it this way. Especially because you're talking to adults. You have to use say this kind of things, and all these things, they've been researched. Like, we are more alike than we realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I've.
In your own journey, what would you say were those moments that shaped the present Stephanie? What would we say that are those coconut moments that shaped you? When I say coconut moments, those moments that you finally say are like your high points in your evolving story that finally shaped who you presently are now.
There are a number of them. I think I grew up in a family that allowed me to be restless. So my mother was very encouraging. Like, all this, I want to learn this, I want to learn this, I want to learn that. It wasn't a problem. So, as she believes that I don't mind, it's devil's workshop. So
African I don't know all like that.
So she encouraged my creativity a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in that kind of space. Secondly, the second big thing was when I did that. I did that my training program and nobody came.
You know, people don't finally know that your first training. I feel if you have one guest in your first training, you should embrace that person. You should really hug the person most of the times.
It was a huge defining moment for me. Huge. Sometimes when I talk about it, I still cry because I can still feel the emotions that I felt. So it was a huge
What were your lessons
moment
learned?
for me. I learned that it's not enough to say you want to help people. You must also be able to package and market. That was my biggest lesson. You must be able to package something in a way that people will be attracted to it, and also market it very well. That's what I learned. And at the time, I was very shy. Nobody believes me now, but I was very shy, very uncomfortable talking about what I do. You know, I won't be able to put out a message. I'll be shaking, all those things. But I've come out of it. I've come out of it because I realized that if you want to help people, you have to come out.
Yeah,
you have to come out and you have to market powerfully. So that's one. Another one was when I was still trying to figure out what I was supposed to be doing in my life. I used to work at the telecommunication company, and I left to go back to business school, hoping that that's where I would find clarity. That's where I would know what I'm supposed to do. And I remember that I was a lot more confused because all my classmates were clear. I want to go into finance, I want to go into marketing, I want to go into operations. They were clear, but I was still confused. I just knew that there were things that pulled at my heart. I was interested in business, I was interested in technology, I was interested in CSR, but I did not know how I was going to put everything together. And then one day, Tara Dute, she's the CEO of House of Tara, she came to speak in my school. She came to speak to us, and I found myself crying uncontrollably. I did not know what it was, but it felt like this is somebody who understands what I'm going through. This is somebody who, the questions that I'm asking myself over and over again, she gets it. And now that I think about it, now that we've evolved, because she's also building an impact-based business, and I'm building an impact-based business. So the same things are similar. There's a similarity. She pioneered makeup.
Yeah.
A time when people didn't understand how will you pay someone to make you up. Like I'm also pioneering online courses. How will you pay somebody to teach you? Sign off, because knowledge is free. So there was this strong emotional connection, and that was a huge point in my life, because as when I started building a relationship with her. Today she's my mentor, and her impact in my life is very significant, and because she understands what I'm going through, she understands my journey, so it's easier to communicate with her. Yeah, so those are my big moments when I was discovering myself. So that's why I feel like one of the biggest things is just to listen to your heart, because I don't know if it makes sense, but you will have a strong emotional reaction when you are in the right, when you are in the right place.
See, one of those that have got there, and it wasn't it for them.
It wasn't it?
Yes.
There was a lesson to be learned there. So there was something we're supposed to take from there. So for example, if you see when I was doing accessories,
Good. I was about to go there.
If you see when I was doing accessories, you would think that
was it.
People would tell me, oh, Stephanie, next 10 years to make my accessories. As in, you just think that Stephanie is going to grow to build this big accessories company, because I was so passionate. But what I was supposed to take out of accessories were the trainings. And so sometimes what you think is your destination is not your destination. So that's why I said that there's always something that experience is supposed to be doing for you. Yeah. So even now, I'm posting online courses, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 5-10 years. No, you
said the most important thing.
I don't know. Maybe this is still a phase, and I'm still going to be one out of it. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, let's see.
Okay, cool. Now, if this was to be your own, if this was to be your last day,
no.
Don't worry.
What kind of question is that? I'm a Nigerian woman. I'm Nigerian. I'll be what you God forbid.
Oh, Nigeria. This might be 50 years time. This might be 100 years time. But what would you say everyone would say about Steph? That there's the one.
What kind of question is this? Please don't ask one of philosophical questions.
No. Listen. The good thing is that they are going to say because of what you have done in their own lives. Not what they will say because of they want to sound cool. What you had done in people's life, what the legacy Steph has left. What do you think it is, and how do you see yourself on that path now? So what I'm trying to do is like you walk back to your own self and look within, you're outside your own self and looking at what it is you've done. What kind of impacts does Steph want to leave for the rest of her life as an evolving story?
I think that one of the biggest things that my work allows me to do is to help people to step into their purpose.
Okay.
That's one of the biggest things. So I'm like a midwife. I'm behind the scenes, and I'm encouraging people to come out, because if before you can come out to create an online course, there's something inside of it that wants to come out, but it's scared. You're scared of what people will say. You're scared of whether you're good enough.
Yeah.
You're scared about how you're going to get over your fears of technology. You're fighting with with the demons that tell you that you cannot do it.
Yeah.
You know, and so one of the biggest things I help people to do is to step out of all that, those limiting beliefs, come out and launch out. One of the biggest things. So that's why, and then when they launch out, they feel like they feel fulfilled, that are really, this is what I'm supposed to be in their lives, and they're fulfilling purpose. So that's one of my biggest ones.
So for the rest of your life, this is the role you're going to play.
I don't know.
You're scared?
No. I don't know what's going to happen to me for the rest of my life. But I'm just saying that the work I do now.
This is what has been recurring.
For the work I do now, this is one of the biggest things that I do. Yeah.
What are the challenges for people that wants to embark on an online course? What do you see as a pattern that most people? What's a normal fear for people?
There's so many things, and I call them mindset blocks. Mindset blocks are the big excuses you give yourself from doing what you want to do.
Okay.
So on paper it makes sense to go and do it. I can't. So things like, I'm not techie. Most definitely you can do it because you did computer science. I don't do computer science. I cannot do it.
How do you leave them? How do you bring in someone that is not techie to embark on your online course?
The first thing is that you have to break the mindset blocks. You have to break whatever, because everything starts with the mind. If you say I can't, then you can't. You know, so whatever makes you think that you can't, you have to break it. Because there are tools that can help you. There are platforms you can use that are easy to use. You know, you don't have to go and start coding. There are many things that are very easy to use. But because you have been walking around telling yourself, I'm not a techie, even when I bring you this easy to use tool, you will still say to yourself, I'm not a techie. Some will say, oh, I'm not pretty enough. How can I put my face out there? Some will say, oh, I'm not, the way I speak, I don't speak very well. Some will say, what do I know? You will see somebody who has done something phenomenal, and the person will be saying, what do I know? Some will say, I'm not, my friends will laugh at me. Some will say, oh, so you want to join them too? You want to join them too? I'll be doing video and live streaming. You too, follow. People are scared of what people will say. So that there are tons and tons and tons of video, but many a times it's all in the mind. And so there's the war between what your mind is telling you and what you know you're supposed to be doing. Because they already know that they're supposed to be doing that. But there's that struggle. And then they can't sleep well at night, they become restless, they become very unhappy. And it's all because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're listening to the negative thoughts who keep telling them that they can't do it. And then when they now see other people who are doing it, they get upset.
Yeah, I understand that feeling.
They get upset, and sometimes they lash out at the other person. They look for fault, they look for criticism. Yeah. But most times they are upset at themselves. Like, look at this person that I'm even better than. She's doing this, and I can't get myself to do it. So that's the big thing. So it's not really a tech. Funny enough, I'm not facing tech issues anymore. Every day I'm dealing with mindset issues.
Okay. How do we meet Steph? If someone wants to enroll in one of your courses, where do we find you online?
So first of all, you have to follow me, www.stephanieobi.com.
Okay.
Follow me. Also follow me on Instagram. My handle is Stephobi. And that's when you hear about when we are launching courses, you know, and we do a lot of free trainings. So you can come on one of our free trainings, and then you can also come on the online course when you're ready for it.
Okay, so this is the most interesting part. You would have to say breaking the coconut in your dialect.
In my dialect?
Yes.
I told I'm in Nigerian.
Yes, and we figured out you're in Nigeria, and we figured out you come from somewhere in Nigeria. So, hey, the world is looking at you, so the more time you win, the more...
Breaking the coconut. Finish.
Steph, you what?
Breaking the coconut. Finish.
It should work. We're still waiting for her.
That's the end, though. That's the end.
Oh, what's your challenge? This is speak your dialect. Okay, interesting. Okay, have you finally broken your coconut on your own journey? Would you say Steph has finally broken her own coconut?
No, I don't. Okay, maybe first of all, maybe I don't understand what breaking the coconut. What I've broken the coconut, but I don't feel like I don't know what's breaking the coconut. First of all.
No, what do you think first? Do whatever comes to your mind first.
I just think that I'm on a journey, and this is just a phase. So I don't feel like I've arrived. I don't feel like it's a destination. By the time you meet me, if you have this interview with me in the next year, you will see something else. So I'm just on a journey. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, so you're correct. That's what it means. Okay. Yes. So I'll say thank you, Steph. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Like I said, I've watched you from afar for a while, and I've not been happy you've been doing just female courses. But now you've made it clear that you don't just do.
Men come on our courses.
Okay. So we could the course is open to not just females, just for men. So you've carved that niche for yourself, and whether you like it or not, in a couple of years' time, we'll reference you. Maybe there's no one before you, but finally we would all have to look at the templates you lead for the next generation. So we'll say, keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
We're written for you. We're breaking our coconuts from here and written for you from there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Good having you.